Yeah, in this we'll see how to use MQTT protocol to push the data to this device in a regular interval. So let us see the Python code for that. So let us open this Python file. Again, I'm going to use edit with idle only I'm going to use. Yeah, to better visibility, I will put it in a notepad. Yeah, if you see the code, we have to import OS. These are all general thing. Import time, import system, and we have to import paho.mqtt.client as MQTT. So for that, we have to install this paho. We have to install paho in the Python. Using pip install paho, you can install paho. So the procedure, if you want, the procedure looks like this actually. So I'll show you. So the paho MQTT, yeah, you can install this paho MQTT using this procedure. So you can go to your Python folder, and you'll be knowing the how to install packages. So there won't be any problem. So using this command, you can install this. So paho-mqtt. So I have already installed, so that will work for me. So here, so to run the MQTT protocol, we need that actually. So we have to import JSON, and in this program, I'm going to generate some random number, and I'm going to send the random number periodically. So for that, I'm going to import random module called as random, and this is the URL. So thingsboard host name is demo.thingsboard.io, and our access token. Whatever access token I got, I put here, and when you are doing, you have to put the access token what you are getting actually. So that you have to put, and here the sensor data. Here you are giving the name as my hyphen temperature actually. But last time when we are doing, we made it as my sensor. So here also we can make it into my sensor. So the same name, what name you used, because I have created on dashboard with the name my sensor. The label what you used is a my sensor. So here also we use the same name my sensor. So right now the value is 0. So now these are all important thing. You have to trigger the MQTT client, like client equal to MQTT dot client. Then set the username password set. Using this function, you give the access token. So it is almost like giving the password. Then you connect client.connect, the thingsboard host you give, and this is the port of the thingsboard host, and this 60 seconds is the number of time this connection will be alive. So the how much time the connection will be alive actually. Then the moment you say client.loop.start, then the connection will be created with the thingsboard. So once the connection is established, you have to publish the data. So the first one is only to establish the connection. So connection is established. So now you are running a while loop program, a while true. It's going to run it's going to run always while true. So create a random number, random dot rand. The already we imported random. We imported random here. Inside random, there is a function called as rand range. Call that. So now I want a random number between 0 to 180. Any number between 0 to 180 I want. So that value simply imprinting for our own understanding. Then the sensor data, that my temperature. So now it is, we name it as a my sensor. So we say as a my sensor, we'll put that value, send value. Then we'll publish. So when you are publishing, so this is what this uh, this is a topic. This is a part of the topic that we have to say, and in that we have to pass this sensor data. But inside the sensor data, there is a field called as my sensor. and that my sensor is nothing but this send value. Send value is a random number, anything between 0 and 180. So that will be published. So publish will, in MQTT protocol we call as a subscribe, publish subscribe concept actually. So this data will be published there. Then we are waiting for some 5 seconds. Then again it will be repeating this again and again. So some random data every 5 seconds. We are sending a random data to the MQTT. Using the MQTT protocol, we are sending the random data to the thingsboard using our access key. So this is the code. Now I'll do the required changes here also. So the changes here is sensor. So this would be my sensor. This will be my sensor. And when you're starting itself, we will call it as a my sensor. My sensor. And we run the program. So restore, you're done. Run the module. So I have to put my access token, new access token. That was what right now what I'm having is the old access token. I'll put the new token. So this is our new token. So I will put it here. Now I can run module. So the values are printed. Now the Python is printing, but now at the same time, let us see the thingsboard, how it looks. Let's look at the dashboard. Now you see the value is changing. It's 130. The value is 78. So every 5 seconds, the data is getting updated. 48. So that's all. This is in real time. We are able to get the data, and then we are able to display that here. So we can play with the different type of gadgets, and we can do the things. You can go to the devices, and there also you can check. If you go to the devices, here you can go to this and then see the latest telemetry. Latest telemetry is 108, 108. And now it is in real time it is saying 89, 174. The same thing you can see in the dashboard also. You can go to the dashboard. So our demo dash, you can see the dashboard. So dashboard is connected with that, and then it is displaying the data. So like that it will be going. The moment I can stop the program. So it is 159.00. So this process will stop. So this is how in a very easier manner using MQTT protocol you can send the data to a cloud, and this dashboard is you can make it public and you can share with anybody. And you can always play with the different thing. For example, how you can now we are putting the data, how to get the data. So we can select the input. I can get the input from the thingsboard. I can create one switch in the thingsboard and I can get in my Python program and I can do some activities. So now let us see one type of gadget for that. So for example here I can see this GPIO. We can use a GPIO widgets. This GPIO we have control widget. We can go for control widget also. The control widget. So this is the basic. This is for Raspberry Pi board. This control is for Raspberry Pi board. So this is a very basic GPIO control. A very simple control. This we can take only the target device. We have to specify in this. The target device is desktop one, because already we have created a desktop one. So now we can create. So you can move it anywhere you want, and you can expand this. You can expand this, and the GPIO will work like this. But now it is showing the device is in offline. But anyhow, I'll apply the changes. It is saying device is in offline. But right now I'll trigger a code and I'll demonstrate and I'll explain the code later actually. If you go to the code, I've got another code. Example. So this is the code. I'll explain the code later. Little to understand the code, it'll take some more time. But right now I will change this channel alone. This access code I will change. So here the access code I will change now. Now I can run the program. Now you see it is connected. But now if I can trigger the thingsboard. Now if I trigger the thingsboard. So now it is triggered. So one I press the one here. So if you see the Python, if you look at Python, there's a display one is true. So you can see there's a display saying one is true. So now if I press 2, if I press 2, it will say 2 is true. You can see, sorry, Python window. Yeah, now it is saying 3 is true. So that's error, I think, 1 minute. Yeah, because this is the pin number 3. Pin number 2 is this. So if you press this, it will say pin 2 is true. Yeah, pin 2 is true. I can switch off. So pin 2 is false. So it means now it is printing a statement, but instead of that you can trigger some activity. If a switch is pressed, you can make a LED to glow, or you can make a motor to run. So many things you can do. There's so many different way of input you can give, and then you can control the speed of a motor, or you can switch on some devices. So all those things you can try, you can do. For example, instead of a laptop, if you have a Raspberry Pi board, you can get all this data, and then accordingly you can trigger some activity so that some motor will be on. You can control the speed of the motor, or any operations you can do with the help of that. So by having this dashboard, both the output and input, the things board will make a complete solution. So that is why you can go for a thing. But now this is a demo. This things board is a demo version. But once you go for a licensing of that, there is some money involved, and once you pay that, so you will own the page. And this things board you can keep for this dashboard. You can have your own name, and you can give a solution to any customers you want. So that is the advantage of using things board. Okay, so anyhow, this code I will explain you in person or in the class actually. Yeah, thank you.